am writing this in a hurry. Please excuse my ramblings. I might not have any other chance. I took another MRI, a now standard monthly checkup. Something was definitely wrong. I'd scrutinized the X-ray of my brain every month, so the slight change stood out like a crater in the middle of New York. I'd also X-rayed my family and anyone else I could find around town. I knew what the illness looked like and unfortunately where it led. Before communication disappeared completely, the internet flooded with chat rooms and forums devoted to teaching ways to identify, manage, and record changes in brain health. Most of it was bullshit or unhelpful, but I printed everything I could find. A wild storm leaked through our roof and drenched a few boxes holding the printouts before I could save the rest. I don't know what I lost, what I am now missing. There will always be that gap in my understanding now. Could the gap have been filled with a cure? That thought nearly sent me over the edge. My stupidity dooming the world all on my own. I can't explain what it is, why it happened, or where it spread. What felt like only a few weeks, the world just forgot. Alzheimer's, dementia, maybe amnesia, just snuffed out everyone's memories. Left alone and unaffected, I've kept as many alive as I can. I can see them, touch them. Try to communicate, but there is no one here. I've read and watched every survival book or movie I can, but I'm under no threat, no real danger. They smile as I walk past. They might even wave. No roaming bandits to rob and kill me, no starved zombies trying to eat my brain. There are just people here. Wind-spinning turbines keep the shop lights on, and the streets are clean. But I feel stranded, alone among my friends and family, slowly slipping into the darkness. I have stopped trying to help them, to force them to remember or change. Early on, I would record the days, record everything, and play it back to the group every morning. Who knew Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore would give me the most guidance at the end? Like a teacher, I walked and pointed at the screen, trying to force the memories back into their minds, seeing if anything would ever take hold. After my family and our neighbors, even out towards town, started getting sick, I could never leave for any period of time. Leaving would be a disaster. A whole town, unable to communicate, feed, and bathe themselves. Even for a day, there would be no one left. The lost hours here and there have turned to days, a week at its worst. Spoon-feeding my high school English teacher, it felt like I was holding a block of lead. I saw I was shaking, trying to hold the spoon up. I started crying. I didn't even realize until she started to cry too, a response mechanism, mirroring behavior like a baby. It has been almost a year now. There were days where I felt hope for sure. I found my mother one morning at our old home's front door. She was trying to get in. I nearly gave her a heart attack with my scream of joy. Jumping up and down, I squeezed her so hard. That was it. I stopped to look at her. She had drifted away again. Across my hands, so many small scars and scratches. It's only natural to lash out when scared, driven by confusion. I understand that. While feeding the town, I have been stabbed, punched and beaten by classmates, their parents, the church pastor, the elderly couple that lived behind our house in the dilapidated but homely cottage. I could kill them all so easily. I think about the cities filled with people, collapsing in on themselves, starving, decaying. If it spread this far, they're probably all gone by now. There might be hope left in the cities or their hospitals. Maybe there's still medicine or something that can buy them time. Or maybe the cities are doing fine, seeing our town as lost and not worth saving. Have I been alone, stuck in the desert while the rest of the country watches? Do they whisper about it over coffee on their way to work? Once reality sets in, they'll say it's just too much trouble to help. Sometimes I think I am just as dangerous to these people. Their unwilling caretaker, forced to nurture the remains of humanity, if it really is still humanity. I sometimes see these people, my family and neighbors, as animals. I'm the last shepherd, hoarding these sick sheep. There are no wolves. Why am I doing this? There were urges I fought for years, isolation and puberty, what came to feel like my own disease. I won't say what I have done, but just please know that I regret it all, but I can't apologize. The anger, the frustration and outrage. I wasn't always able to keep it inside, I'm sorry. Please know that I truly never meant to hurt any of them. I think about the people who used to hit their dogs, that unassuming animal that doesn't understand what's being done. Can I put them down, save them from a certain suffering and death? I don't know if I can leave them how I found them, leaving them to fend for themselves, like a child, alone and confused. You don't abandon a helpless animal. Is not ending it for them now the truly evil option? But if I do, if I found a cure or worse, find out I was fine, what then? That my thrown together medical understanding has led me wrong and there is nothing to fear. If I end it for them to find out there was no reason to leave, will I have doomed them and cursed myself? Not cursed to deteriorate physically, to have my mind waste away, but internally, to fight with what I have done till I may as well have lost my mind, just like the rest of them. But if I don't, if I leave them as they are, just with the hope they do not have the ability to comprehend, and I never return. The thoughts of my family, friends, the town I have grown up in, protected, kept alive all these years, to rot away in the dark. But in the end, will they ever really know? This could just be a scream into nothing. There is no one truly left here, and I'm just left to turn off the lights and lock up before leaving. I'm writing this all down from the front seat of my family's Range Rover. I don't know how many times I have written this note. I've put down a notebook too many times, unable to remember where. I can barely remember starting this note, unsure where these memories have come from. I don't know how long I've been sitting here, or if I will ever leave.